Hello, this is Katie, and this is card number 3 for the Thanksgiving card series. And I am remaking a card that I made last year because I really liked it. I'll be using one of the stitched leaves dies from Lawn Fawn. I'm 98% sure that that is Lawn Fawn. And the card base will be just brown Kraft. Normally it would be kind of a top opening long, but this is something I already had folded, so this will work just fine. And then what I'm going to be doing is puzzle piecing together or cutting out the leaves from each of these colors. And this one actually looks really cool on the same color background. And then cutting a chunk out of each piece to kind of stick them together. So we'll be doing that. You're going to have to do it carefully and figure out what it is you're cutting, and it can look very interesting by the time you're done. But what I'm going to try and do is kind of like a little arc. Not too much of an arc, but kind of have them going like that. And then I'll be using the sentiment from the Day of Gratitude stamp set that I've been using as well. And then it'll be just a pretty simple card, but what takes time is piecing together the leaves. So we'll set aside the card base, pull the big shot up, and it's going to go brown, yellow, orange, and then light brown. So we'll start with the dark brown and cut out the whole leaf. And I'm really cutting out the whole leaf of each color, and then I'm going to use the die again to take out pieces of each one. And so for this, it has little holes, which should be allowing it to kind of pop out, but I'm just going to poke them out. And you can usually just do it with a couple and then sneak some tweezers in there just to kind of lift it out of the die if it gets stuck. And this probably got stuck because of the stitching, but it looks really cute when you get to see it up close. So I'm going to do the same with the yellow, the orange, and the light brown and pull those out as well. And then pop, just push through the holes, maybe a couple of them, and then try and slide the tweezers in between and just kind of pry it out. Okay, get the orange one. And this has a lot of die cutting, so hopefully I'm not shaking the table too much or shaking the camera. Okay, that one popped right out. And then light brown. Then we'll start figuring out how we want to puzzle piece them together, or which parts of the leaves we want to take out. Okay, so I'll try and slide in here and get that lifted. Might help to not pull from the top one. There we go. Okay, and then we've got our last one. Okay, so I'll just lay these out on here really quick. So I want to go from brown to yellow to orange to light brown. And this is kind of what it will look like a little bit, but we want to puzzle piece them together. So and you can kind of hold them and then place the die over it and figure out what you want to cut out of the brown, if that makes sense. So for these two, I'll just place those two next to each other. Kind of hold them where you think you want it cut. Or even set the yellow guy right here, the yellow leaf, back in the die and just hover over and figure out where you want to cut that. And then if you can kind of slip the yellow piece back out, so I've got that out, and just set this down, and then we'll put that through and you'll see it's going to cut out of the dark brown. Like I said, things can shift if you want to use like a little piece of Post-it. to make sure that it's being held in place. I'm just kind of going with the experiment here. And you want to be careful with like fragile pieces that it might cut like this. It's strong enough here and it's pretty thick cardstock, so I should be okay. But then I've cut out just that chunk and you can just get rid of the little pieces there. So now I have that piece. And then out of the yellow, you'll see the yellow will fit right in like that. And then out of the yellow, oops, just set them pieced together so I can see what it looks like. We'll tilt that, and then out of the yellow, this is actually probably an easy way to do it. Out of the yellow, I want it to go about here. So I'll take away the brown, leave that where it is, and then get that going. Okay. So we've taken that chunk off of the yellow. So maybe now, and I don't think I did this last time, but this actually makes more sense. Piece them together and then put the orange, since it's the same die, they're all going to fit. We already know that. Okay. And I might end up tilting this just a little bit more into an arc than I wanted, but that's fine. And then we're going to end it like that maybe. So I'll hold it down on the orange, take away the dark brown and the yellow, and then get this going. Moved it a little bit. Get this going on the orange. Then we have the light brown is going to stay whole on the other end. And this part kind of peeks out the top. I'm going to hold on to that and see if that looks good on the final product. So I'll hold on to that and see if I want to stick that down. So we're going to take our card base here. And I think what I'm going to do is stamp this first, because if I put all the leaves down and then stamp it and it's funky, then I'm just going to be upset. So, so we'll ink this up. I'm using the VersaFine Onyx Black. And this is that one that's a teeny bit crooked, that I actually stamped crooked last time, and you really don't have to turn it at all. But I do have practice paper, I remember now. So I'm going to stamp it what I think is straight and see how crooked it really is. So just to see how much I feel like I need to turn it. I think it's just a tiny bit, so we should be fine. So I'm going to stamp it right about here. I turned it a teeny bit, and that's pretty straight enough for me. So then we'll take our tweezers, and I'm going to use the Tombow Mono multi-glue, and we'll take the brown, maybe set these down first, puzzle piece them together, lay it out how you want it, and then pick them up and glue them down where they are, because I don't want to start wrong and then have the arc look very weird. So okay, and then our last piece is going to go right in there, so we can get a better idea as to how that should look and turn. And so these ones I'll probably end up trimming off these little tips, because I probably cut into the leaf a little more before because they fit on the card. But we'll go ahead and do it this way. So I'll try and pick up this one without moving its place too much. And you don't need a lot of this glue. It's very sticky, I've mentioned before, and it'll stay down, just very minimal amounts. Okay, I'm going to try and hold the orange in place, puzzle piece in that light brown, and then really we can just go from there. So once I've got the one piece, they're all going to fit together how they're going to fit anyway. So I can remove the rest, put the glue on the other pieces and get them going. I think I might have there we go. There we go. Okay. So put the orange down, And like I said, I have that extra little orange piece here, which I think was supposed to go right here. And that looks kind of cute peeking out. Maybe I'll put that there. Hopefully it won't look too weird once it's all done. So we'll put that one right where it's supposed to go. Hopefully I can get rid of some of this glue that came out. Okay. Then we'll take our yellow piece, get some glue on that one, and paste that in where it's supposed to go. It's kind of fun when you're putting together the pieces and they just fit together so well. With the thick cardstock, it really is almost just like a real puzzle. Okay, then we've got the dark brown. And then this is gonna go, I think it's right in here actually. There we go. Pretty sure, yeah. And that's supposed to go, hopefully I didn't move the camera there. It's supposed to go kind of in there. Hopefully that'll stick down. I don't think there was any glue in that corner, but that's okay. All right, so I've got this, and you can kind of see that these are off the ends. It does look kind of cute that way if it would fit in an envelope, but I think I might trim them off, but I'm not sure. I think I might leave it like that. I think that could fit in an envelope. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's go ahead and trim it off because this is right about envelope size, so it probably wouldn't fit in one. And then the other side. And that looks okay cut off. So there you go. So you might want to play with it a little bit more. If you have a die, any die really, that you want to repeat like that, make sure that it'll all fit in, and play with some pieces before you stick them down. You can run it through many times. And if you want to add any ribbon or bling to it, that's up to you. This is just pretty simple aside from the die cutting part, but I just really like the puzzle piecing there and how this looks on that same color background. So that is card number 3. Thank you for watching.